Hi listeners, our 13th man here. Just a quick one before the Brighton game on Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm not going down to Brighton, but I have got my ticket for City Square. Hope you have too. I'm going to be at City Square from about 1 o'clock, so if any of you see me, let on. It's always great to talk to my fellow fans. Let's get down there. Let's create an atmosphere. It's going to be absolutely huge. Let's get behind the boys, even though we're not down in Brighton and we're not on the seaside with a cocktail or whatever it may be that you guys like to drink before games on the seaside. But let's get together. Let's have a real party pre-game, and hopefully we're celebrating lifting the Premier League trophy after the game as well, all together as a family. Can't think of anything better to do on my Sunday afternoon, and I can't really think of anything better to do in life really than support Manchester City. I just want to talk through the team that I'd play against Brighton on Sunday down at the Amex Stadium in Brighton. Personally, I wouldn't change the back line. I thought they played very well against Leicester. I don't see the need to change the back line, other than the fact that John Stones maybe wants to play a bit of football before the end of the season. Don't think you can take Kompany out of the team, not only because he scored the goal, but because he's not really put a foot out of line for the last couple of weeks. I think you've got to stay with Walker at right wing back. I think we've got, obviously, Ederson's in the sticks anyway. I think we've got to start Kompany next to Laporte at centre half. Zinchenko's been faultless over the last couple of weeks, bar a few little mistakes that everybody makes on a football pitch every now and again. But other than that, faultless in his position, faultless when doing what he's required to do and what he's been asked to do. So he keeps his position. At left back. İlkay Gundogan in that sitting position, in that holding role in midfield, definitely retains his spot for me. Man of the match against Leicester City the other night. He does a lot of the dirty stuff that nobody else notices. He's a hard-working player, picks out the right pass the majority of the time. Does all the, what I mean by the dirty stuff is, does all the stuff that nobody gives him credit for. All the nitty-gritty stuff. But when he is doing what he's required to do, he's excellent at doing that, and I think İlkay keeps his spot. Personally, I would start Sterling on the left again. If we're talking about the front three, I would start Aguero up front. I think Aguero had a good game the other night against Leicester. Didn't quite get the service that he would have wanted, but I don't think that you can take him out of the team because of his poor service the other night. I just think that he retains his spot because he wants the golden boot. He needs the golden boot. And I think he will score goals against Brighton away from home down at the Amex as well. On the right hand side, personally I'll play Bernardo Silva just in front of İlkay Gundogan with David Silva. However, I personally think that the right winger should be Bernardo Silva. I personally have played Mahrez against Leicester from the start of the game. I think he might have been able to create something. He might have been able to cut inside on that left foot of his and unleash a few strikes, which I think probably needed doing prior to Kompany's absolute fire-blasting, unbelievable thunderbuster of a strike in the second half on the 69th minute. However, Bernardo Silva on the right for me, if that's the case then, and it will probably have to be Phil Foden and David Silva just in front of İlkay Gundogan for me if Bernardo plays on the right hand side. So just a quick run through my team. So it's Ederson in the sticks, Kyle Walker, Vincent Kompany, Aymeric Laporte and Alexander Zinchenko. Gundogan sitting with Phil Foden and David Silva in front of him, with Bernardo Silva on the right, Sergio Aguero up front and Raheem Sterling on the left. I would have liked to have started Sane. However, I don't think Leroy's been good enough when he started games. He looked far better coming on the other night than he did against Burnley when he started. And I personally think that Leroy can be used as an impact substitute against Brighton if the game isn't going the way we want it to. But I think it will. Personally, in my opinion, I think we need to get the first goal early, then I think we need to sucker punch them again. Don't let Brighton off the ropes, get a second, kill the game off within the first half, come out second half, grab another and win the game 3-0. That is my perfect scenario. If we can win it by more, fantastic. I don't think it's going to be as hard as we think it's going to be. However, I'm not nervous. I'm confident in our boys. I don't know what these nerves are. I think it's just because of the occasion, and I think it's because I'm anticipating getting a relief from the pressure of this season. having it, with it being so topsy-turvy, shall I say. But to come back from 7 points, to never lose faith with 14 games to go, that was where I was. Never lost faith against Newcastle when we lost up at St James's that night. To be where we are now, prior to the Brighton game, knowing that if we win the Premier League title for the 4th time, and we win it for the 2nd time in a row, back-to-back. First team to do it within 10 years, back-to-back. First team to defend their own title for 10 years. What an achievement that will be. We are the Centurions, 2017-18 champions, and fingers crossed that we do it again, 18-19. See you all on Sunday.